They told you that retirement happens at 65. You grind for 40 years, you get that gold watch, and then you fade into the background. But here's the truth. Retirement is not an age. It's a cash flow number, and that can happen at any time. And waiting decades to hit it, that's the biggest mistake of all. The biggest wealth-killing lie that you've been sold is that you have to wait until you're 65 to be able to retire. So today I'm going to be giving you 6 unknown reasons that you need to retire as soon as you can. And reason number 6, it might just shake you awake. So first off, let me ask you, why are you working? It's probably to pay the bills, maybe build a little bit of security, maybe leave a little bit of a legacy, and all of those things are good things, but you're missing the point. So let me hit you with a little gut punch. Every extra year that you work past freedom, it costs you the one thing that you never can get back. It's your time. And you can always make more money, but you'll never make more time. This isn't about money anymore. This is about your life. So reason number 1 is time is your only non-renewable asset. Money can be made, it can be lost, and it can be made again. But time, once it's gone, well, my friends, you know it's gone. And retiring early isn't about quitting work. It's about buying back the only asset that you can't replace. And if you keep trading time for money, you're compounding one of the biggest losses of all. Listen, the thing that you need to be building up inside of your life is more time, more free time, more time where you get to wake up and say, I can do whatever I want today. That's money's greatest intrinsic value, is to give you more options and more control over the non-renewable resource of your time. Then when you use that time to build and live a life that matters to you, then you know you're actually free. This brings me to reason number 2. Everyone talks about the magic of compounding for investments, myself included. But here's the ugly truth. Expenses, well, they also compound too. The longer that you wait, the more inflation eats at your dollars. Taxes rise. Healthcare costs skyrocket. For every year that you delay freedom, the cost of living, it usually goes up. Most people, they spend their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, and even into their 60s making more money and spending more money. Every time they make a little bit more money, they raise their expenses to go along with that. The average American today saves less than 5% of their total income, even as their income is going up every single year. Expenses compound just as fast as income compounds. So be very, very aware of that and build a plan accordingly. So here's the hard truth. If you keep following that script, you're going to waste decades chasing freedom that never actually shows up. That's why I put together a free training. It's called the How to Retire in 10 Years or Less training. Inside of this training, I'm going to show you how I walked away from my corporate career in my early 30s. I'm going to show you how our clients collapse 40-year timelines and they achieve financial freedom in 10 years or less. And I'm going to show you how to build probably the most important thing of all, tax-free income that you own and control completely outside of Wall Street. It's live and seats are limited. So pause the video, click the link, and then lock in your spot right now. Then come right back because reason number 3, it's going to hit you harder than the first 2. So reason number 3 is work will take everything you give it. No one ever says on their deathbed, I wish I would have spent more time at the office. But that last promotion, I wish I would have got it. No. That's not what they say. On your deathbed, you're talking about all of the things that you didn't do because you spent too much time working. And unfortunately, the life that you're building right now is built for the wrong reason. It's built to satisfy your boss. It's built to satisfy your corporate career. It's built to satisfy your customers' needs inside of your business. Your job will take all of your time, your health, and your relationships if you let it. You have to put that thing in a box. When you retire early, you take back control. You decide what matters most. You get to choose how much time you spend working because now you're working out of desire, not out of necessity. And that little subtle shift, it makes all of the difference. This brings me to reason number 4. Your income stops before you do. Here's a stat that should scare you. Most people will outlive their money by 8 to 10 years. Let me repeat that. Most people are going to outlive their savings and their money by 8 to 10 years. Why? Well, because they waited too long to build a system that pays them. They've just accumulated a pile of money and they're slowly spending that pile of money down, hoping that they don't run out of money before they run out of time. You don't want that life to be yours. Can you imagine sitting in your late 70s or early 80s, hoping that you're not going to run out of money, and when you do, living on the government or having to go back to your kids to say, hey, can you support me? That's what most people are building inside of their financial plan, and it's having disastrous effects on them. Not only do they run out of money, they live in scarcity all through retirement, knowing that they've only got one pile of money to spend, for the rest of their life. Listen, my friends, you want the opposite. Rather than retiring on a pile of money, you want to retire with an ATM that pays you consistently every single month. Now, this brings me to reason number 5. Freedom creates optionality. When you retire early, you don't have to stop working. You get to start choosing the work that you do. Listen, I believe that work is one of the greatest things that you can do to use your God-given unique talents, the talents that were given to you, not for you to have, but for you to use them. And when you use your talents in the service of other people, you actually find the greatest currency of all. That's the currency of fulfillment. When you get to own and control your time, you get to choose where you want to focus your efforts, where you want to focus your talents. You're not working for money, you're working for fulfillment. And oftentimes those two coincide together, but now you can start focusing on doing things like coaching, consulting, writing that book, doing things for joy, not for survival. Optionality is the highest form of wealth. When you can wake up and decide clearly and freely what your day looks like, my friends, you're free. This brings me to reason number 6. Waiting is the most expensive decision of your life. If you're waiting until you feel ready, let me ask you this. What's the cost of one more year? One more year of stress, one more year away from your family, one more year trading the best hours of your life, the health that you have, for a paycheck. That's the price of waiting. Waiting costs you life. It's the life you could have lived beginning right now. Here's the reality that we all have to face. I don't know how much time you have. I don't know how much time I have. But I know today, right now, this very moment is the time that I own and control. I get to do what I want with my time, which allows me to live a purpose-driven life. So my friends, here's the takeaway. Retirement, it's not an age. It's a cash flow game. When your passive income exceeds your expenses, you're free, period. And you can hit that milestone in as little as 7 to 10 years. If you stop following the old plan and start building the right system. I want you to consider this. Forget the 401k, forget gambling on Wall Street, and ask yourself one question. How fast can I replace my income with passive income? Now that you know why retiring early matters, there's still a $1 million question to answer. How do you actually do it? Well, the answer to that question is actually pretty simple when you walk away from the one thing holding you back, Wall Street. There is a system that's been working for years, one that has quietly made me financially free while everyone else that I know is still chasing a paycheck. They're still waiting for someday. I want you to click here to watch the next video, because on the next video, I'm going to share with you how the vault strategy works step by step. And it's the engine behind every early retirement story I've helped create. And there are over 1,000 of these stories. Watch it now, because the longer you wait, the more life you give up.